don't care. I want him to hear.
This is the Pregame Show, your early morning shot of sports on 95.7 The Game. Come on!
Oh, yes. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Pregame Show. I am Joe Spadoni, and what a difference a week makes for the Golden State freaking Warriors, folks. I said it yesterday. They win that game yesterday, I'm a believer. And no, that doesn't mean just, oh yeah, they'll make the playoffs. No. They're winning the West. Bookmark it. Lock it in. Record the tape. All of you on Twitch, YouTube, whatever you got to do. The Golden State Warriors are winning the West. The third quarter Warriors, they are back. That was a dominant second half. Against a Clippers team, yeah, they're reeling. But they had all their starters. Paul George, Kawhi, Westbrook. Yeah, they didn't have Zubac. But Mason Plumlee, God, 20 boards. Are you kidding me? Didn't matter. Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, Kevon Looney, DiVincenzo. Didn't shoot great. Defense was there. 11 boards for him, by the way. Just an unbelievable night and an unbelievable turnaround in a week's time. Do you all remember what we were talking about last week? At 888-957-9570. Again, welcome in. This is the Pregame Show. Joe Spadoni talking Warriors 115-91 victory over the Los Angeles Clippers. And if you would like to get involved, 888-957-9570. Xfinity mobile text line, same number, call or text. YouTube, Twitch, hello, how you doing? Hit me up there. Hit me up at Spadoni_Joe on Twitter. Appreciate all of you chiming in. But do you remember what the conversation was a week ago this time? Oh, Warriors are done. They're done. They just lost to the Lakers. This season's over. We're not looking good. You saw our 95.7 The Game Warriors insider Anthony Slater's article in The Athletic. He's like, these Lakers and Warriors, two teams going in opposite directions. Well, a week later, I think you can write that same article, Anthony, but just switch the Warriors and the Lakers. This Warriors team is winning the West. And last night showed me that they finally can. They can play defense. They could turn it on now when they need to. And by the way, this is all without Steph and Wiggins. They are trying to go 5-0 on this homestand without those guys. You kidding me? After what we saw just a week ago, what we were reacting to, the vibes were at an all-time low at the station. You had just lost. It wasn't looking good. Everything was bad. You got blown out. You looked lackadaisical. Fast forward to today. Energetic. You want to play defense. You're just destroying teams in the third quarter. Another third quarter Warriors performance last night. Just 42-16. And the Clippers only scored 35 points in the second half. And Kyle Madsen, producer extraordinaire for Willard and Dibbs, he was like, yeah, and 5 of those minutes were garbage time too at the end of the fourth quarter. So really, it was just a total domination in that second half by the Golden State Warriors. Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney. What can I say about all these guys? Klay Thompson, DiVincenzo, Kuminga. Everyone was contributing. And you just love to see it. The vibes feel like they are back. And yes, I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again today. And by the way, this is a Phil Collins Friday, but if you were listening to yesterday's show, you know what the first rejoin will be. That's a tease coming up in about 26 minutes. But we were talking about it yesterday. If they win, if they beat the Clippers without Steph Curry, without Andrew Wiggins, against Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook, I'm a believer. And I am absolutely a believer in this team. I believe they are going to win the West. And I don't fear anyone in the West now. Shasky and I were talking in the crossover yesterday. And he was like, yeah, the Suns. I was like, yeah, they're scary. But if they beat this Clippers team tonight without Stephen Wiggins, I don't fear anyone. Please. And I don't. If you are a Golden State Warriors fan, I want to hear from you right now. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Are you confident the Warriors are going to win the West now? Because I am. I'm very confident. Confidence is an all-time high. What does Bocci like to say? The arrogance levels are at an all-time high. And I cannot wait. And I'll tease it again about 26, 27 minutes. I got to rip into this Clippers team. They don't get the flack they nearly deserve to get from the media. And I'm going to call them out on it right here on this media station, 95.7 The Game. And if you would like to follow us anywhere you would like, you want to listen to any of your Warriors coverage, you want to listen to your favorite political coverage, your favorite podcasts regarding TV shows, what have you, download 95.7 The Game on the Odyssey app. Favorite it. Take us wherever you want to go. So just be sure to download that Odyssey app, favorite 95.7 The Game. Take us wherever you need to go. Be there, be square. You can tap into the pregame show, whatever you want, and any of your other favorite shows here at 95.7 The Game. Steve Kerr deserves a lot of credit. He deserves a lot of credit for how he has handled this season. I know he's deserved a lot of criticism as well. We've been on this station. We've been on this show. We've discussed it. We've discussed that no one is above criticism, not even Steve Kerr, not Steph Curry, not the greatest players of all time, Michael Jordan. No one is above criticism. And Steve Kerr has taken his fair share of it, and deservedly so. But this stretch, this homestand, without your two best players, at least according to last year's playoffs, and Wiggins and Steph, going 5-0, potentially. They got another game tonight against the Pelicans, but you serious? That's impressive. And he credits it, and he talked after the game, to one side of the basketball, and that's the defensive side.
Yeah, Draymond as a center fielder is, I think, the best in the league. I mean, there's nobody who can kind of muck up the lane like he can and, just read what's happening, help everywhere he needs to help, and then come in and rebound. I thought the guard rebounding was a really big deal tonight, both Dante and Clay with 11 boards. Clay has really made that a point of focus since the All-Star break to get on the glass. So, between Draymond and Loon directing the defense, our guards getting back on the glass, defending without fouling for the most part, and just staying solid, I think we're finding something.
They are finding something, and they're clicking at the right time. The third quarter Warriors, I don't know if it's an aberration or a mirage, whatever you want to say, but they're clicking. They're clicking when they need to. And it was, again, a tale of two halves. Didn't look great, looked sluggish, but picked it up in the second half. Doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Quote to live by right there. And no, I don't fear anyone in the West. I don't. I believe the Golden State Warriors are going to win the West. I've seen enough without Wiggins and Steph. I've seen enough. I've seen them turn the corner. I've seen it. They're, for the first time, folks, first time this season, 3 games above 500. That's a crazy thing to say for the defending champions. But for the first time this season, they are 3 games above 500. They have turned a corner if you're just comparing it to the rest of the season. And they're back in action tonight. Again, I mentioned that against the New Orleans Pelicans, who are at Chase Center to wrap up this homestand. Coverage of that game starts with the Warriors Live, 6 o'clock with John Dickinson, before tossing it over to the voice of the Golden State Warriors, the great Tim Roy, who will be on the call all night, and we'll have all that pre- and post-game coverage for you right here on 95.7 The Game. Cannot wait for that one. It's a quick turnaround. It's not going to be easy. Pelicans, desperate team. We get all that. But again, the way the Warriors play at home, I ain't scared. And they're looking at the Phoenix Suns above them in the standings, and they're saying, no. We're coming for that 4 seed, and we're going to get the home field advantage in that first round. That's what they're coming for. Now, we're going to see, and we got reports last night from Mark Haynes on TNT broadcast regarding Stephen Curry, and then they believe, barring any setback, he will return this Sunday to play against the Los Angeles Lakers at the arena formerly known as Staples Center down in Los Angeles. So that's good news. Now, Steph doesn't play the best in LA against the Lakers. We get all that, but come on. Who cares about that? We just want to see Stephen Curry back on the freaking court, people. Come on. Everything's turning up Warriors. Something feels different. Am I crazy? Let me know. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. 209, Xfinity Mobile text line. What a game. Once again, it started as a here we go again type of night. But my God, hell of a performance all around. Warriors always seem to be getting hot at the right time. I see another championship ring in the very near future. LFG. Thank you for chiming in, 209 on the Xfinity Mobile text line. More. 650, they definitely looking like another team. They've never been this scary all year long. They haven't. They have not. They haven't been 3 games above 500 till now. How crazy is that? For the defending freaking champions, they have not been 3 games above 500. You kidding me? Morali on the YouTube chat. Good morning, Spadoni and all the roasters. Appreciate you. We're the pre-gamers here before 6 o'clock. Appreciate the roasters hanging out. You guys are my pre-gamers. Then you turn into the roasters. Capiche? All right. Biggest game of the season? Warriors showed up, right, Spadone? Told you. They showed up. Told you all yesterday. They win this game. Favorites in the West. Not scared of anyone. Not scared. Are you guys scared? Who are you scared of? Phoenix? We'll see. We'll see. Kevin Durant, Hall of Famer. I get it. Chris Paul, Hall of Famer. Little older. DeAndre Ayton, hell of a player. Devin Booker, great shooter. Elite shooter. One of the best. I have the best shooter on my team coming back. I have the greatest defensive player of all time on my team. I have a guy in Klay Thompson who is a top 5 shooter in the history of the NBA. I got this guy, Jordan Poole, shooting on par and shooting shots like a Stephen Curry. I got Dante DiVincenzo playing high-level defense. I got Kevon Looney being the most consistent player in the league. If I'm a Warriors fan, I don't fear them. I don't fear the Nuggets. What have they done? What have the Nuggets ever done in their franchise's history? Gone to the conference finals to lose to the Lakers like twice in the last 20 years? Congratulations. Congratulations, Nikola Jokic, on your 3rd consecutive MVP probability. And congratulations for probably getting knocked out in the 1st or 2nd round again. Because that's what's probably going to happen to them. I don't fear any team in the West if I'm a Golden State Warriors fan or if I am anyone on that Warriors team. Clay said it a couple days ago. People don't want to play us in the playoffs, and I agree with them. They do not. It is hard. It is very difficult to knock out a champion, especially a champion that looks like potentially this could be the last run. Potentially. We've been talking about it all season long. Is this the last dance? It might be. And what a way to go out if it is like the Michael Jordan last dance with the Chicago Bulls. Imagine another championship. Stephen Curry, another ring. Tying him with Kobe. Dre, Clay. Especially Klay Thompson this season. He's been the MVP for the last couple months. His leadership, his shooting capabilities. Hell, his rebounding last night. Steve Kerr just spoke to it. He's made that an emphasis this season. His leadership. Just an incredible couple of months for Klay Thompson when they desperately needed him. They desperately did. And here's Klay talking about how he feels about his big rebounding night last night.
Makes me feel really good. It's something I'm going to continue to emphasize. So hopefully I continue to have some big rebounding nights. I think talked about it previously about just rounding out my whole game. And tonight was an example of that.
There you go. And thank you, 415. Did I say aberration? Apparition. I think I said that, but it sounded like aberration. And now I'm saying it out loud and it sounds both the same. But I appreciate you, 415, for checking me on the Xfinity Mobile text line. 408. Xfinity Mobile text line. Chenzo was balling. I kind of like that. Just Chenzo. I like that. Chenzo is balling. Clay is balling. Poole is balling. Can't lose when Curry comes back. There you go. 408. It's hard to lose to a team that couldn't score a bucket in the second half. They couldn't make a 3 to save their lives. They could not. Clippers, I told you I'll tease it. I got something for them in the next segment. That's a 15-minute tease. I need to rip into that team and that franchise and that star player, Kawhi Leonard. One of the worst decisions he ever made, going to a certain Los Angeles team in the Clippers and spurning another one. I'll get into that. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Hit me up there on the Xfinity Mobile text line. The Warriors, are they the team to beat now in the West? I believe so. I believe they are the favorites. I believe they are going to win the West, and I don't fear anyone in that conference. Do you agree? 888-957-9570. YouTube, Twitch, hit me up there. Twitter, @Spadoni_Joe. Hamza Raja on the YouTube chat. Dallas will eliminate the Suns in the first round. You heard it here first. Warriors will beat the Kings, Nuggets, and Memphis to the finals. Whew. Okay. Say it with your chest out, Hamza. Appreciate that. Appreciate you chiming in. Pete Tolner on the chat. All-Star Pool is back to form. Clay and Pool Party have taken over Chase. They have. And now they're adding the greatest shooter of all time. And hopefully, according to Bob Myers, Andrew Wiggins before the postseason starts. You're hoping. You're hoping in these next couple weeks anyways. He said it wasn't going to be a long time. That per President of Basketball Operations, Bob Myers, who joined Steiny and Guru just the other day on the executive show. Brought to you by Yellow Sack. Here's more from Steve Kerr, who, by the way, I did mention earlier, just doing a hell of a job with the absence of Wiggins and Steph. And we have given this guy a lot of criticism, but it's time to give him his flowers when they're doing something right. And they're on a 4-game winning streak, and they're about to go, I believe, 5-0 on this homestand against the New Orleans Pelicans tonight to wrap that up. Here's more from Kerr on things looking up for the Golden State Warriors.
It does feel like this is our best stretch because of what we're doing defensively. It's significant in that, we've held our serve here so far at home. Another big one tomorrow, hopefully Steph coming back soon. So I think, things are looking up.
I agree. Things are looking up. 209, the Xfinity Mobile text line. Bruh, you should be concerned with the Wiggins situations. Dub need him. They do need him. And I believe they'll get him back. Again, I just mentioned it. President of Basketball Operations, Bob Myers, who joined Steiny and Guru this week. He said he does not expect this to be a long-term thing, season-long thing. And I trust Bob. I trust him. So if he says it's not going to be a all-season long thing, and he's going to come back before the playoffs is what he kind of intimated, I'm not going to be too concerned about it. I hope he's okay. I hope everything's all right in his personal life, his mental health, all that, his family. But if Bob didn't sound too concerned that he missed the entire season, I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be. On the YouTube chat, we're live on YouTube. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. You can find me here every single day, Monday through Friday. You can find all your shows and all your favorite clips, interviews, all that. So be sure to subscribe to YouTube. Let's try to get to 100K subscribers at the end of this year. I'm pulling my way. I got at least like 10,000 of these subscribers in the last 6 months just from this pregame show alone. It's pretty wild. You guys are just the best. So thank you. Ernest Donahoe on the YouTube chat. We need Wiggins to play good. He was a big part of last year's run. He needs to come back and be effective. I agree. But right now, I'm not worried about it. If they were losing, and if they continue to have performances like they did just a week ago when we were reacting to that horrible loss to open up the second half of the All-Star break to the Los Angeles Lakers, yeah, I would be concerned. But right now, vibes are too immaculate. Vibes are going to be great here, all station long, right here on 95.7 The Game. I'm sure all the shows, the vibes are going to be up, the levels are going to be up. Cannot wait to hear what Bonte and Shasky have to say in the next show. Willard Dibbs, Steiny Goo. I think it's Allen in for Steiny again, so it'll be Allen and Goo. And then Damon and Ratto. Vibes are too immaculate. And that's going to lead you all the way up to, again, the Warriors taking on the New Orleans Pelicans, and coverage of that starts at 6 o'clock tonight with Warriors Live, John Dickinson, and then Tim Roy will be on the call at 7 o'clock for tip-off. Cannot wait. 888-957 Morali on the YouTube chat. Spadone, can we all give some flowers to Jordan Poole? He's trying to play defense and making the right plays. Yeah, he's trying to play defense. It's hard to give flowers. Hey, he's trying. Good job. He's getting paid all that money. But he's trying. I'm not too worried about the defensive side. I just need him to score. That's what they paid him to do. They paid him to score, and he's scoring. That's all I give a damn about. Let's just put it right there. Not too worried about the trying on the defense part. If he keeps scoring 34 points, it's fine by me. Do whatever you need on defense. Get a steal here and there. He was active last night, absolutely. Jump cutting, trying to anticipate. And yeah, looked good. But I'm not going to give him flowers. He was trying. That's great. Glad the guy making $100 million is trying. 888-957-9570. The Warriors need playoff Wiggins, not Timberwolves Wiggins, from the 510 text line. Well, he was playing like Warriors Wiggins early this season, and then he got the adductor strain, and then he had, the illnesses, the non-COVID related illnesses, and then he has this personal matter he has to attend to. So yeah, I agree, 5-1. When he comes back, hopefully he comes back soon enough where he can ramp it back up and they can get him back into that form. I'm not discounting that they do not need him. They need Wiggins in the playoffs to win another title. They need two-way Wigs. I believe in that. I believe. Bonte and Shaska were talking about the other day. Bonte was making his declaration that the Warriors, barring any injury, are winning the entire thing this year. I agree. I almost said, I was like, man, if they don't have Wiggins all season, can they still win this whole thing? And that would be incumbent on Clay and Trey displaying like their Hall of Fame selves and Jordan Poole snapping out of the funk. Well, they kind of did that last night. And I'm not trying to intimate that they can do it without Wiggins. I don't think they can, but it wouldn't be the craziest thing. Again, hoping Wiggins, his family, everything's all good. He was a key piece. He was the second place best player for the Golden State Warriors last year during their title run. Two-way player, an elite offensive and defensive performance during that finals run last year. And they definitely would like to have him back. But don't know when it's going to be. I'm not going to speculate. Just know what Bob Myers said at this station this week. He doesn't expect him to be out all season long. So there you go. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. We're reacting to the Golden State Warriors destroying the Los Angeles Clippers last night, 115-91. Miss me with the Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Westbrook super team. Are you kidding me? Russell Westbrook might have the worst shot in NBA history, by the way. That pull-up elbow jumper he has that he tries to hit off the backboard and try to bank in all the time clanks at like an 80% clip. It might be the worst shot in the history of the NBA. It just might be. And I'm taking the free throws from Shaquille O'Neal into play too. 0 for 8 on jump shots for your boy Russell Westbrook last night, by the way. Whew. 0 and 4, another stat. That's Russell Westbrook and the Clippers. Yeah. 0 and 4 with Russell Westbrook since joining the Clippers. It's not good. It's not good. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Draymond Green, after the game, asked if it was worth watching Steph take wild shots for so long. Who cut this and who put this title into the system? As I'm reading it, it's like Furio from The Sopranos did the title for this clip that I'm about to play. I think he's talking about wild shots, and Jordan Poole's hitting some last night. Let's take a listen.
I think you're always going to have a reaction. I mean, I have a reaction even when Steph takes some of them. But ultimately, you got to also understand that they're going to take some of those. I can't quite say I understand that feeling. But if you're doing everything else, what's to complain about? Scorers like them, they're going to take some bad ones. Just the reality. But taking care of the ball, you're getting good looks consistently, defending. It's hard to really complain about them. But to answer your question, it definitely probably helps for sure.
Okay. The trick shots are just insane. That's what I'm going to call them. Like, it's become a normal thing in the NBA. And shots like what Steph used to do are coming commonplace more and more, which is just insane to me. Just being out, and if you've ever played professional, if you ever just played basketball at any level, just getting on that court and trying to do those half-court heaves or those logo threes, it's very difficult. And these guys make it look so simple. The Stephs, the Lillards, the Trae Youngs, the Jordan Pooles, hell, the Klay Thompsons at times, all these guys. It's just insane. And what used to be a horrible shot is now just going to be part of these players' repertoire. It's nuts. It's nuts. And there is no bigger shot in the NBA to get a crowd fired up at a Chase Center than a logo three. There's not. It does something else. It still does something more than a dunk, than a steal and a dunk, than whatever play you want. A fadeaway jumper. It's that logo three the arrogance of a logo 3 in a third quarter run that just takes the top off. And it did last night. It was great to hear from Chase Center. It's definitely the loudest it's been. I can't wait to hear what Bonte says. He was there yesterday, obviously covering the game for Comcast Sports, NBC Sports Bay Area, formerly Comcast. Here's more from Steve Kerr after the game on players not getting down during the game. They were down a little double-digit deficit, quiet that 3 to end the half. And it's like, we didn't play great. Well, Kerr's talking about the players not getting too down now.
Maybe it's the stretch run. I just think there's been better focus. We're not fouling all the time. Dante has been a great leader for us, just setting a tone with his ball pressure and his energy. I don't know. I mean, we were hoping we could do this a while back, but, we're doing it now, and hopefully we can keep it going.
And that's all that matters, Steve. Anything before this part of the season, water under the bridge, bury it. Shout out Tony Spadoni, RIP, like burying that football, bury that basketball from that Lakers loss all the way before that, everything. Just bury that. I'm just focused on what they're doing now in this homestand. And they're 4-0, looking for a chance to go 5-0 against the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. And again, we'll have all that coverage for that game right here on 95.7 The Game. Taking your calls, taking your texts, 888-957-9570. Same number to call or text. YouTube, any questions, concerns, comments, hit me up there. Twitter, @Spadoni_Joe. Give me a follow. Love all of you. This is the pregame show with Joe Spadoni. Are the Warriors the team to beat now in the West? I believe so. Come on back, 95.7 The Game.
Hey, it's Steve Kerr with the Golden State Warriors.
Curry backs up an open 3-look from downtown is good. Kuminga turns with the dribble, spins anyway and dunked it. Pull in the corner for 3. Good! It's good!
If you didn't already know, you can watch every one of 95.7 The Game's shows on
Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
I'm a believer. The Golden State Warriors, folks. Welcome in pregame show. Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Said it yesterday. The Warriors beat the Clippers. It's the first rejoin you'll hear today. Man of my word, even on a Phil Collins Friday, on a payday Friday, on a Warriors Friday, they take on the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Try to wrap it up on this homestand to go 5-0. And we'll have all that coverage starting at 6 o'clock. Warriors Live with John Dickinson. Cannot wait for that. And yeah, I'm a believer. The Warriors are winning the West. Get used to it, folks. They're winning it. I'm not scared of anyone in the Western Conference. No, not even your Suns. Not even your 3-time MVP, probably 3 straight times, and Nikola Jokic. Not scared of them. Not scared of Kyrie, Mr. Flat Earth, and Mr. Donut, Luka Doncic. Not scared of those guys. Not. Warriors are back. Stephen Curry's coming back at formerly Staples Arena. I don't like calling it the name. I'm just going to call it the arena formerly known as Staples Center. That's where he's going. He's going to be there this Sunday. And the core 3, they're going to be back on the court together, and they're going to all be playing great basketball at the same time. Steph might take him a little while to get back. I'm not worried about Stephen Curry. Top 10 player already solidified in the history of the NBA. Not worried about him. Andrew Wiggins, they'll get him somewhere down the line. And if he can just be any semblance of what he was last year in the playoffs, it's a wrap in the West. It is. What say you? 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. We're listening to Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, their comments, again, as the Warriors take out the Clippers, 115-91. Wasn't even that close. That second half, it just obliterated them in the third quarter. 42-16. Are you kidding me? Third quarter Warriors, are they back? Flipping the switch? Are we doing that again? Is that going to be a whole thing? Well, it's starting to feel like it. Can they bring it on the road? We're going to see that this Sunday. And again, if you didn't hear the news yesterday, the biggest news to come out of the NBA, other than Stephen Curry probably returning this Sunday, was LeBron James going to be out for 3 weeks with a tendon problem in his right foot. They're going to reevaluate him in 3 weeks. So no LeBron this Sunday. Looks like Anthony Davis is probably going to be playing. D'Angelo Russell, he's been out ever since Dante DiVincenzo gave him kind of that flat tire. It was accidental. It's a week ago. He kind of rolled his ankle there. Hasn't been back since. So again, another opportunity. That first game on the road this Sunday. See if the Warriors really have changed things and changed their ways on the road. But I don't even care. You know why? Because if they just keep winning at home, good things are going to happen, especially in the playoffs. You can solidify that top 4 seed, and you're breathing down the necks of the Phoenix Suns right now. If you can get that number 4 seed, I mean, I'd just feel arrogant at that point. Because if you just get home court advantage, you've seen what the Warriors do. They're always good to get that first road win, road victory. They're always going to get one. We've seen it all last year. So that's a given. Just get 3 more at home and they usually get the job done. 888-957-9570, 888-957-957. I say usually. Under Steve Kerr, this core has never lost a Western Conference series. So they do. So just get into a series and you're fine. Even if you don't have home court advantage. Even if you don't. Here's more from Steve Kerr after last night's game. Talking about Jonathan Kuminga having his one of the best games of the season. It was so fun to watch Kuminga and Kawhi go at it last night. Just elite basketball play from both sides, and especially from the young guy, Jonathan Kuminga, one of the greatest players in this history of the NBA, Kawhi Leonard.
I think it was one of his best games that he's played here in his young career. He played with good energy. He attacked when he should have, shot when he should have. I mean, there was a better sense of feeling the game offensively, and then just competed defensively. And Kawhi is such a tough matchup, but I mean, the reason JK is here is because he has that amazing physical gift of just being strong and athletic and long arms, and he's learning how to use that gift.
Great game from Jonathan Kuminga last night. You heard it from Steve Kerr there. 7-12 from the field, 19 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, a block. He was just all over the place. And yeah, going up against Kawhi Leonard. And now that we're on Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers, is it time to just talk about how fraudulent this super team is? They're one of the most fraudulent super teams in the history of the NBA. They're up there with the Kobe, the Dwight Howard, the Steve Nash era. And I was listening to Bonte and Chasky yesterday on the Morning Roast, and they were talking about, well, there's an injury factor. I don't care. Injuries are a part of the game. Kawhi Leonard has been on a milk carton for the last few years. I haven't seen this guy. I haven't seen this guy in a meaningful playoff game since the bubble. In which case you're up 3-1 in the Western Conference semis against the Denver Nuggets, and then you blew 3 straight games and double-digit halftime leads, and Doc Rivers got subsequently fired. Remember that? That was my lasting image of Kawhi Leonard until his past season as a Los Angeles Clipper. And they don't get the flack from the media, maybe because they are the second fiddle team. They'll never be the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll never be the Los Angeles Dodgers. They'll never even be USC football. They're not even going to compete against the Los Angeles Rams or the Los Angeles Chargers. They're the Clippers. They're the lowest of the low. They might be below the Los Angeles Kings, a couple times Stanley Cup champions this century. That's why Steve Ballmer would have been best if he just moved this team and just turned them back into the Sonics. They'll never be relevant down in Los Angeles. I saw Kyle Madsen, producer extraordinaire for Willard and Dibbs. He sent out a tweet yesterday. He's like, we hear him beat LA chants here at Chase Center, but it kind of feels fake because it's against the Clippers. That's exactly how it feels. They're a fake team. Conjured up. Kawhi, Paul George, now Russell Westbrook. Bringing in a guy like Russell Westbrook, yeah, that's going to solve the problems. Insert him into your starting lineup. They were clowning him yesterday. Draymond Green gave him the entire court. Dared him to shoot from 3. Dared him. He was like me going up against my 3-year-old son. Give him the entire court. All right, son. Go ahead, buddy. Take a shot. Come on. You could do it. Daring him. 0 of 8. 0 of 8 on jump shots for Russell Westbrook. And Paul George, my God. 3 of 15. 3 of 15. Oh, Kawhi, yeah, great shooting night. Minus 24. Look disinterested. This is one of the great failures in the history of super teams that we're witnessing now with the Los Angeles Clippers. One of the great failures. And this was a team, again, I said it, they were the odds-on favorite in the preseason after they acquired John Wall. They were the odds-on favorite, along with the Golden State Warriors, to win the NBA title. Just look at all the ESPN heads, look at all the media, look who they had winning the West. Just look it up. Not the Warriors. Oh, no. Yeah, maybe a couple. Overwhelmingly Los Angeles Clippers. Oh, Kawhi's healthy. Paul George is, oh, God. Zubac, oh, man. Nicholas Batum, don't even get me started. Terrence Mann, oh, my. Please. Miss me with that. Kawhi made a mistake, folks. Chose the wrong Los Angeles team. You know, he flirted with the Lakers, probably would have at least had a title, and his reputation would have been a lot better than it is now. I think he did a lot of damage going to this Clippers team. Yeah, he was a hell of a player. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm not doubting that. But he could have solidified himself as a top 10 player in the history of the NBA. He could have, if he just chose the purple and gold. He could have. I get it. Probably didn't want to play second fiddle to LeBron James. But you know what? I don't think a Kawhi-led team is ever going to win an NBA Finals again. I think Kawhi is going to have to be a second fiddle someplace else. How about them apples? And you already have a self-proclaimed number 2 on your team in Paul George. He's even stated on a podcast that he's not a number 1. So what do you got? You got 2 number 2s and a Russell Westbrook. It's not good. It's not good. They're done. And by the way, they're the oldest team in the NBA. They only got older after the deadline with guys like Eric Gordon. Yikes. Clippers, give me a break. Well, one more segment here coming up here. I just need to get that off my chest, if you will. But the vibes are still great tonight. They're great all day. Warriors, 115. Clippers, 91. Warriors looking to close out the homestand. Undefeated 5-0 as they take on the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Again, we'll have all that coverage starting at 6 o'clock with Warriors Live. John Dickinson. Cannot wait for that game. It's a payday Friday. It's a Phil Collins Friday. And the crossover is next as Joe Shasky joins me in studio. This is the pregame show. Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game.
Kate, you look amazing. Thanks. I've lost 40 pounds with Balanced Medical Solutions. They have many options, but semaglutide was a good fit for me.
Oh, yeah. Pre-game show, Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game. Phil Collins Friday, Payday Friday, Warriors Friday. They're looking to go 5-0 on this homestand tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans as they obliterate the fraudulent Los Angeles Clippers last night at Chase Center. 115-91. Little Phil for you as Joe Shasky joins me now for the Cross-Joe Over. Joe, told you yesterday, they win that game, and they won it in a way I didn't expect, a blowout. If they win that game against Los Angeles Clippers, and they did, they're winning the West. So they're winning the West, Joe. I'm calling it right now. Lock it in.
Are you a hot tub guy?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
I'm a big hot tub guy, like in the snow. Yeah.
Love a hot tub in the snow.
Yes.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I'm with you on that one. It's like getting ice cream on a frozen night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Love
there's
it.
something about it's a Frisco frozen
Yes.
night. All right. Maybe I had a couple toes in the hot tub. Maybe I started to submerge my body as the 3 games. I am all the way in. I cocked my head back, plugged my nose, put the hair in. I'm dumping myself into the hot tub.
Okay.
We're here.
There you go.
We're here. Like last night was one of those seminal moments. Jordan Poole, I would make an argument. That was as close to a Steph Curry third quarter from Jordan Poole as I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of like just playing, he was so electric. And then Klay Thompson's been outstanding. Let me just throw this one at you. You're talking about the Clippers being frauds. I was here questioning Klay Thompson, and I feel like an idiot today, even though it's been months removed and he's just played phenomenal. And there's no denying that. And we've talked about, well, maybe he's not the same defender. Kawhi Leonard can't guard a garbage can.
No.
What made Kawhi Leonard so great? You can make an argument like, oh, Draymond's the best defender in the league at the time, right? Like, let's just say, hypothetically. Kawhi was like the number 2 by almost everyone's standard. Yes. And what made him so unique, you would throw him on Jordan Poole on a game like last night, and Jordan Poole would be erased.
Yes.
Right? You could throw him on, Wiggins or whomever, or Klay Thompson. That guy would be erased. He is nowhere near the defender that he was. And I get it, the injuries, all those. But I have not heard a peep. I have not heard a peep about anyone saying he's a shell of himself. Now, offensively, he can still do a lot of things. I don't deny any of those things. But in terms of what made him Kawhi the Claw, that defense is nowhere near what it was.
No, he was the best two-way player in the league. It was him, and then it was Klay Thompson. Right?
Yes.
But Kawhi was always the number 1, so we always looked and revered him. Like, when he ended up going to Los Angeles Clippers, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
They were the team. That was a super team. That was, we got the league, we got the finals MVP.
The legend killer.
Yeah. He was pairing up with Paul George. Oh, they got Pat Bev. They got Montrezl Harrell. Oh, my goodness. Doc Rivers. This is going to be the team. Oh, they're going to combat LeBron, and they're going to combat AD, all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
And you know what? They're done. They're done, dude. I'm telling you right now, this Clippers team is done. They're the oldest team in the league.
Wow.
They got even older at the deadline, getting guys like Russell Westbrook and Eric Gordon. God, Russell Westbrook.
Gordon's not bad, though.
Gordon's not bad. But,
not bad. You can't start him.
No, but they are. That's
Over
the thing.
Terrence Mann?
What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't understand. Like, they ended up in getting a guy like Russell Westbrook, and there was a lot of great comments on Twitter last night. Like, when you get a guy like Russell Westbrook and insert him into the starting lineup, you're changing your offense. You're changing the entire everything. And they were on a little bit of a run before the All-Star break. Now they're 0-4, and they just look like they're done.
Oh, dude, Russ looks like they laid off Russ.
Oh, it was embarrassing.
You know what it was like?
Embarrassing.
It was like when you're guarding your 6-year-old, and you're like,
I said it was like me guarding Benny. That's exactly what I equated.
You're just
it to.
laying off him. Like, you can have any of these shots that you want, but you're not going to get to the rim.
No. And I still block it on his 3 points.
No, I know, but like, it was so bad. The thing is with the Clippers, they're all mystique.
Oh, totally.
Everything is built on woulda, coulda, shoulda from a couple of years ago.
It's all manufactured too. Like, this is all like who's the homegrown guy there? None. And you could say that for a lot of teams, the Lakers, but
no, you're right. They're all trades.
But they even play like guys like an Austin Reeves or something like that.
Isn't
like
Terrence Mann a draft pick?
Okay.
Could I be wrong?
And then I think you're right there.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But even then, they put him on the bench for Russell Westbrook.
I know.
I'm not here to this is the Warriors' day. It's the Warriors' Friday. The vibes are great. I think they're the team to beat
the Clippers. But the Clippers
teams, they were the. I said it. They were the team after they acquired John Wall. Everyone was talking about the preseason. Someone posted ESPN's all the, and ESPN, they're wrong all the time, but all their NBA media were picking all the Western Conference Finals. Like, who's going to win what? Overwhelmingly, it was saying Clippers over Nuggets, Clippers over Warriors, Clippers over whoever, the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
there was like 3 or 4 maybe for the Warriors. Like, are you serious? The defending champs?
Look, the Kawhi thing to me, it starts there because I go back to, remember when LeBron was with the Heat and then the Spurs were facing the Miami Heat in the finals?
Yes.
And you obviously had Kawhi Leonard check back into the game. I don't know if you remember this video.
Oh, it was LeBron James at the free throw line, looked back and did the...
And that was like young Kawhi on the ascension. Think about what I just said. LeBron James, whatever you feel about LeBron, you can recognize...
one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA.
One of the hardest guards in the NBA in terms of how to guard a guy. And like, he was so afraid of Kawhi Leonard. He checks back into the game and the look on his face was just petrified and frustration. And I'm thinking, it went from a guy who literally you could throw on just about any player in the league and go, that guy's going to score 5 to 10 less points automatic. If not, have one of his worst games of the year.
No, you're right. And you know what? I think it was a huge mistake. And listen, people are going to be like, well, you don't know what he wanted. Maybe he wanted to be the number one of the Clippers. I'm like, you know what? I know for a fact if he won on the Lakers, they're winning a title. Absolutely. They already won one without him. And that changes his entire legacy. Because I thought after he was a lock top 10 player of all time to me, Shasky. After that,
the legend
Raptors,
killer.
Yes. Now, like, his reputation's taking a hit. He's an injured guy. He's like, he's going to be he's like, man, he was one of the greatest players, but what could have been if he just wasn't hurt, right? Like, that's what it's turning into to me.
That's really good. It's he's done some remarkable things in the playoffs.
Yes.
I mean,
and like Warriors fans know how good this guy is.
No doubt.
Like the Zaza Pachulia thing, that was horrible. Like, they were smoking the Warriors in that game.
Yes.
And Kawhi was a big reason.
No, he was amazing. But like, his offense is still really good.
Yes.
And he has this funky, like, he puts the ball up so high and can hang in the air and boom, he hits those shots, those mid-range shots in particular, where he just kind of leans in on the shoulder. The offense is still there. But again, what made him so amazing was the defense simultaneously.
Yes.
And I'm watching last night and I'm like, dude, Jordan Poole's going off and they have no answer. Paul George is in foul trouble, right?
He looked bad too.
I mean, at one point, I think it was 66-63. Now the Warriors were humming and they were going to, and then they sub Russ out. So it's not all Russ. Like, Russ ain't great.
No.
They sub Russ out. The Warriors went on a huge run. They went like 89-69. The next time he checks back in. And I'm like, I just don't think their roster is good enough to beat the Warriors, which is crazy because I did hold out them as one of those, let's see it.
Yeah. No, because of Kawhi Leonard and because of Paul George, what you mentioned. But I don't fear anyone in the West after what I saw last night. Without Andrew Wiggins, without Stephen Curry, what they were able to do last night in that second half, in that third quarter.
Third quarter was amazing.
The defense
was amazing.
The offense, everything was just clicking. It looked like the old Warriors.
Because they actually clamped a team for multiple possessions in a row and got into them. It was ugly shots forced, clearing rebounds, transition, offensive rebounds, scrambles. I mean, Dante DiVincenzo.
Even when the shot's not there, like it wasn't falling last night, his defense is so good.
Oh, and the hustle plays to get extra offensive rebounds.
The boards,
and
he's always
then,
around.
Or he'll get it and we take like 2 or 3 bad shots and we get another. He's like, hey, slow it up. Let's get a good shot. I love everything about this guy.
He's a winning player. Villanova,
Absolutely.
They know what to do. Jay Wright, absolutely.
And let's give one guy Clay's playing outstanding. I know Bonte wants to come in and he's got something specific about Clay, so I don't want to steal his thunder on that. Jordan Poole is so easy to criticize. Are we going to give him the proper love he deserves this morning? That third quarter, both ends of the floor, he was outstanding.
Yes. He was good for the third quarter on the defensive part. I saw a lot of texts like, Spadoni, it was really funny. Spadoni, can you give Jordan Poole props for trying on defense? I was like, all right. I'm not about here to give props for trying on defense when you're making $100 million. I don't even Shasky, I'm telling you this. I don't give an F about Jordan Poole's defense. Score me 30 points. Yeah. You're getting paid to score. That's all I care. It's great. It'd be gravy.
I know.
And it was good to see. Score the ball, and that's what he did last night. That's all I care about.
Well, and he's played in every single game.
Yes!
And he was actually talking about him and Loon last night. I don't know if you saw the quotes, but he was saying him and Loon Dog, like, they take a lot of pride in being Midwesterners and grinders. And I don't know, I just, man, like, when the Warriors lose, I think he's an easy scapegoat, unfairly.
It's dumb to scapegoat him, too. You have 2 Hall of Famers on the floor, too.
Well, but he's the least accomplished. And I think that his personality, people feel some kind of way.
And I get it. People don't want to bash, like, the guys that they love, the Klay Thompsons, the Draymond Greens.
But can we give him his love when he plays great?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of giving love and do a losing effort, Mason Plumlee looked like Akeem Olajuwon out. Dude, 20 rebounds? Are you kidding me? I actually thought it was funny. The first 5 minutes I was watching the game, like, I don't know if I was like with the kids, stuff like that. I was like, hey, Zubac got he's got the Slim Shady going?
Yeah.
I thought it was Zubac out
No,
there.
he got the DNP.
He got the DNP. He was like, I was like, oh, no, it's Mason Plumlee. I was like, what?
I know.
And he's just getting every single board. I always liked Mason Plumlee, actually. I thought he would have been a good Warrior at one point.
No, I'm kind of with you. But the Clippers roster, it just doesn't make sense. It looks good on paper, but then you watch them play, and I'm like, Russ is not a facilitator.
No, and when you compare them to the other Western teams, like I'm taking the Grizzlies over them in a series. I am taking the Nuggets over them in a series. I am taking the Suns over them in a series. Like that's not even a question now. Going into the season, everyone was taking that. Even before the All-Star break, it's like, don't want to let Kawhi Leonard and Paul George get in the playoffs. And listen, maybe still they might do a run. I'm not banking on that. I would bet against it. But yeah, they looked finished.
Can I give you a random thought?
Sure.
Are we sure Andrew Wiggins isn't the defender we think Paul George is?
Okay. I could buy that.
Like, because
maybe prior to the injury for Paul George, I think that changed a lot of what he was on the defensive line.
It's been a long time since that injury.
It's been it has been. But you're right.
But he's still living off that reputation.
He is. I think he's living more off the scoring now than anything.
Okay.
I think he was a number. I think our perception of Paul George is different than Andrew Wiggins because Paul George had to be a 1 when Kawhi was out.
That's true.
And he did take that team to the Western Conference Finals, ended up losing, but he took them to that without Kawhi.
And he was really good in that particular series.
So, but now
I'm just asking out loud.
If we're just fast forwarding, I'm taking Wiggins' defense over Paul George's any day. I'm taking Paul George's offense over Wiggins because Wiggins is more inconsistent on that end. But I do think overall, the player that Paul George was, it doesn't sniff to what I think Andrew Wiggins is going to be in the future, if that makes sense.
No, it does. And the Clippers as a whole, they're the headline where the actual column doesn't match up to what the headline is.
And they don't get the flack because you know what? No one cares about them in Los Angeles.
No one cares.
No one cares about them.
Except Marcellus Wiley.
And me crushing them this morning. Real quick, Shasky, Mark Haynes said on the broadcast yesterday at TNT. Not going to go into that.
Dog.
I know.
Every time they go to him, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Suits look great, though. Suits look great. Stephen Curry expected to be back, barring any injuries.
Thank God.
Sunday.
Thank God.
Los Angeles. Okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of hard-hitting journalism that you get from Joe
we needed
Shasky.
the report. We needed to say it, and I'm asking you to...
I'm so fired up.
Dude, Steph's coming back. Bob Myers is on the station this week saying Andrew Wiggins, he's not going to be out the whole season, so he's expected to come back at some point. At some point, you hope Gary Payton II is going to come. Dude, everything's turning the Warriors' way, Shasky. It's the right time.
It was all good just a week ago.
Dude, it was literally, I came in this way, I was like, sky was falling a week ago this time.
100%.
They got destroyed against the Lakers. LeBron's out 3 weeks. He's going to get reevaluated. AD, I don't know. Russell, looks like he's probably going to be out against the Warriors this Sunday. So everything turning up for the Warriors. They're looking to go 5-0 on this homestand tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans. We'll have all that coverage for you right here on 95.7 The Game, starting at 6 o'clock with Warriors Live with John Dickinson before tossing over to the great Tim Roy. That's Joe Shasky. He's coming up next. Bonte Hill Morning Roast. This was the